Hey everyone, Sergio here with the Rideshare Guy. What do we say on Show Me the Money Club? Work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, which I have been for the past year and a half, you may be working a lot harder than you need to. Let's change that. Download the app, link your account where you can manage your income, track your expenses, as well as your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more money, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download the Solo app today. Begin to work smarter, not harder. Link is in the description. Let's get back to it.
Let's talk about the demand in Washington. Now, Washington, we've talked about for a while because we like the law. We think it's good because it sets a true minimum rate for time and distance per ride, which is not the same thing as what's going on in Minnesota, but it did raise rates. And as the little crying children that Uber and Lyft are, when they don't get their way, what ends up happening is they're like, oh, well, demand has gone away. But the reality is, didn't that really happen?
All right, so Craig, are you here still, Craig? Here's here, right here. Lyft tips take up to, okay, whatever. Craig, these are your numbers. Be proud, Craig. Anyway, Craig right here is in Washington State. He's not even in Seattle. These are not the $1.55 and 61 rates, Chris. He's like $1.30. He's like in the chump chain rates, okay? But so he sent me these things. So and they had an inflation adjustment, by the way. So his rates are $1.30 something and 38 cents a mile. And this is the rate card on Lyft on the left-hand side. Wouldn't you all like to have the rate card? Yeah, we would.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and he's in literally at the border of Oregon. So a lot of Portland drivers and Oregon drivers poach into his city because once you go across the bridge into Washington State, you're getting the Washington State rates. And why does Uber allow that, by the way, and Lyft allow that? They shouldn't, right? All the poachers come in and oversaturating his market. So his market is oversaturated. A lot of knuckleheads on the internet go, oh, if the fares go up, demand is going to go down. It's economics 101. I have an econ degree. I know that. That's not the point, though. It's not happening. People are used to Uber and Lyft. They're using it. High rates, low rates, whatever the F it is. So, with that said, May 6th, May 12th. Look at those numbers, Chris. Do you like those numbers? And by the way, Craig drives an EV and he drives standard. He's not black, XL, any of that shit. You like those numbers, Chris?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. 12 hours, 25 minutes with a rider in the car.
Okay.
294 miles driven. 295, we'll just say.
Okay.
For $939.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. But what I like even more is he got the boost. He got a 4% boost, $43 more because he made it under the 70/30. So he only made 66. So that means that on top of these high rates, they're still charging the 70/30 plus all of the crazy expenses that they're probably already doing, the external expenses and all that.
Yeah,
and they're still.
I'm looking at his numbers as, okay, so, the 12 hours and 28 minutes with the rider, right? So let's add, to be safe, let's add 25% to that to get to active time, right? Meaning the P2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be like 15 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours. Let's do that. 939 divided by 20. What is that? $45 an hour? What happened to demand dying? I don't know. He did 70 trips in a week. And the week after, Chris, it even got better.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those numbers. So for all the knuckleheads out there who are saying, oh, there's going to be so many more drivers, there's not going to be enough orders, demand is going to collapse, that's Uber and Lyft. And there are some people on Twitter that go, oh, because the more people are going to drive now because the pay is so good. I don't know, man. Craig's doing fine on the border on top of that. And these are not even the Seattle rates. These are the Washington State rates. He knocked out, I don't know, 51 trips, 13 hours and 24 minutes. I'm sure he's got an EV credit in there somewhere. And, I mean, he killed it. He's making like $60 an hour. You guys don't want to make this kind of money? No? I don't know. So that's why we need to push Seattle. Not the Minneapolis, Minnesota deal, top off, all that bullshit. Craig drives, and he gets paid, if he was in Seattle, $1.55 a mile and 61 cents a minute for each mile with a butt in the back seat. Done. And he can send me the final update on that week, Chris. May 13th to May 19th. His earnings went higher.
Yeah.
And look at the top off. 8% top off he got because of the 70-30. Hocus pocus. Look at the one on
Nice.
the right.
An extra 139 right there.
Yes, sir.
So here's the thing. So technically he's making more than the rates that they're giving that are on the law.
No, because the look at the estimated Lyft fee, Chris. Okay.
Yeah, no. Listen. I mean, think about it. If he's getting a top off to the 70-30, he's getting paid the time and distance after each trip, but he's still getting a top off on top of that. That means they're actually giving him more per mile and minute than what the Seattle and the Washington law actually is.
Absolutely, yeah. Because that's when the Lyft transparency comes into play. I mean, look, this is good for him. He got an extra $139.
Now, there is something though that I really have paid attention to when I'm looking at this. If you go, hold on, let me go back. If you look at the first screenshot in the center, the May 6th through 12th, if you look at how much the passenger paid, $1377.68, then you look at the external expenses, and it's only $181.47. Then you look at the Lyft fee, and that's $401.95, where he gets a top off of 4% there. Good for you. Then hold on, we'll scroll to the next screen because the two are the same. Then you look at the passenger payments here of $18.25, and the Lyft external fee.
Look at the one on the right. Look at the one on the right.
Hold on, I got to finish what my point is here.
Okay.
$265, where the Lyft fee is $604, and then the following week he makes passenger payments is $2,006. The Lyft external fees are $293. And the Lyft fee is $652. You notice something here, that the bloated external fee is not as bloated in Washington over those few weeks that he has shared compared to other areas that around the country. And yet the Lyft fee, the estimated Lyft fee is peanuts.
Yeah.
Peanuts compared to the bloated external fees.
Okay. Remember the trip? Remember my trip? On my trip, the external fee was 50%, right? Or more of the fare, right? But then the Lyft fee was tiny, like 1%, right?
50 cents.
So this is the game that they're playing, okay, with this 30-70. If the external fees, like in Craig's case, is low, the Lyft fee is super high. If the external fee is very high, the Lyft fee is very low. You see what I'm saying? You see what's happening here?
Here's the thing. But if you look, 3 trips that are happening in Washington with that particular law, and you're seeing the external fees in a much more manageable spot versus the estimated Lyft fee.
Yeah.
And you're still getting the top offs on top of it. There's something I would like to see. I think we need to get more screenshots from this for the weekly breakdowns coming from Lyft all over the area, not only just Washington, because I want to see, is Washington more in line? Does that mean that their external fees aren't bloated like we're seeing in other areas? Because some of these weekly breakdowns that I see, these external fees are insane. Yeah, they're literally 50%, 60% sometimes of what passengers pay to what drivers are making. And then Lyft is saying, oh, we only made 10% on you. And it's like, the reality is that doesn't make any sense.
No, but they're playing this 2 columns are being shifted, right? If external fees is very high, Lyft take is low. If external fees are very low, like in this case, Lyft take is very high. And in this case, the algo went really apeshit on Craig. So Lyft's calculation is this. On the right screenshot, which is the final of that week, those two are the same week. So $2,000 a passenger paid. Take out $300, which is the external fee. You're left with $1,700. Lyft took about almost $700 of that $1,700, right? So That's way above the 70-30 cut, and that's why Craig got himself $139, right? So I'm telling you, I've seen millions of these screenshots. When external fees are super high, Lyft take is low. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's my assumption, let's say. And when external fees are low, like in Chris' case, Lyft take is super high. So those two are being shifted by the algo. So Lyft is pegging everything right at 70-30 in case something goes wrong, and then they're giving money to the driver saying, look how transparent we are. We're giving you your money back. The money that was yours, by the way.
You know what we call that? We call that Lyft fuzzy math.
Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. So congrats, Craig. Killing it. $60 an hour for all the knuckleheads everywhere. Demand did not die. Craig's still making money. I don't know. You know, higher rates are always good for the driver, and the drivers and riders are paying. So let's move on.
All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.